lesbian community was unfortunately scammed. The creator of the lesbian flag is scamming people, and we have to talk about it. Now, I'm sure you've seen that lesbian flag everywhere, the one with the orange, pink, and white. Emily Gwen claims to be the creator of this lesbian flag. She's been doing this since 2019, which could have easily made her $500,000 right now. When she was caught this morning, she tweeted a bunch of things and was really scared, and the whole internet is mad at her. And for good reason. This scamming goes beyond just a few couple bucks. In fact, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of scam donations out of the premise of mutual aid. He alleges that she's the creator of the lesbian flag because evidence actually points different that she didn't create it, which we'll talk about later in the video. But Emily Gwen received a total of 17,314 donations, which tallied to almost $90,000 US. And she did this all under the guise of pretending to be homeless and have mutual aid. And basically nothing's adding up, so people really want to go into the further truth. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly everything that's going on with the world's biggest lesbian scammer. And she's now deleted her main Twitter account after heavy scrutiny for lying about financial gains for over 8 whole years. So there's some stolen flag discourse regarding this. A quick history of the lesbian flag. So she alleges to have created this flag right here, which is called the orange-pink flag. And it's supposed to be the lipstick lesbian flag recreated not to be transphobic, because the first one has turfy roots that none of us like. Now, the Butch flag comes from 2017 and was created by this user called Butch Space on Tumblr very, very long ago. And you can see a lot that Emily's flag has to do with that sort of look right over here. Although Emily credits the Butch flag, she didn't even create her own flag. In fact, it was created in a lesbian design post in 2017 by a user called Shapeshifter of Constellation. Here's where the story starts. So, Emily Gwen, by her own words, has been struggling with housing security due to being kicked out by her father, and throughout the last 8 years has been various donation posts to cover basic necessities, such as medications, doctor's appointments, food bills, etc. She made her first of many donation posts on Tumblr in 2018, but really only skyrocketed to extreme popularity with her post on this format in 2019. Now, Emily used the fact that she created the lesbian flag as an entire pinpoint for literal years. Emily would claim that, oh, I created the lesbian flag, therefore I deserve compensation. And you can really see it in this post here that says Ko-fi/Emily Gwen, and it says, the lesbian who designed this flag is homeless and needs your help. In fact, someone tried to spread awareness that Emily was a complete LARPer, and they said, I'm going to reblog this as a reminder that Emily Gwen wasn't the first one to make that flag. Props to you, OP. Orange stripes. It's a very pretty and significant flag. And this flag was created way before Emily even suggested hers. And in fact, there's even a whole Tumblr archive of Emily lying about this behavior for numerous years of her being homeless for years on end and not actually being homeless. This elaborate backstory, look, urgent donation post. Have you ever used this lesbian flag, want to support the person who designed it? Or want to just keep spreading some holiday cheer to a struggling person? Please keep reading and reblog. And this is where the elaborate backstory comes in. Disclaimer, donations through Ko-fi are sent to my old friend's PayPal account. That doesn't make sense. You have to ID verify your PayPal account. My own account got limited and I am having trouble getting them to unrestricted. Again, why would you get notified on someone else's PayPal account? Just sus all around. Another reason why I picked $5 as the average amount, not other. In Emily's deleted page, you used to be able to see the suggested Ko-fi amount, which the creator can set themselves. For Emily, it's $5. She's actively encouraging that the least you should be able to give her is $5 US or 7 Australian dollars. And Emily was very much caught by this. So what Emily did is she's like, oh, well, I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna be all, you deserve to know where your money's going. Well, we never actually found that out, Emily. And the document about Emily Gwen goes into a lot more detail about this. It says, so you remember when Emily Gwen said she would utilize the Ko-fi goals to be more transparent with how much money she's getting and where would it go? Well, what she did with the Ko-fi goal is that every time it's close to reaching the goal, she would reset it or make a new one, LMFAO. And here's the evidence, look. I got approved for a rental. Boom, $2,100. I got approved for a rental, $2,200. I got approved for a rental, $2,500. Here's another piece of evidence. Look, one thing I neglected to mention is that Emily Gwen stated that all the money donated to her was kept in a PayPal account by her friend, which we learned today to be Poetry Lesbian on Tumblr. This question always has bugged my mind, but today, this person who made the document asked about this, and they said, "Hi Emily, you mentioned before that your PayPal is under your friend's name instead of your own, and you have access to this friend's PayPal always. Why don't you make an arrangement with them to deduce the rent instead of crashing at different places?" And so people started asking questions. They're like, so you have a friend all along that has a house, that has a car, that is holding all the money for you, but for some reasons, you are forced to scam money from queer people on the internet. Where did those money you asked for go? What's the real reason? She scammed a very vulnerable community. And the thing is, Emily hasn't just been homeless for like 1 year. Her entire account, there's always a new goal, always a new setback, and using the donations of queer people, an already vulnerable group, to take advantage of that isn't really great. I'm going to record a video of myself at 2:35 a.m. Well, it's 8:42 a.m. and she's in the Australian time zone, meaning she should be awake, and that video still isn't recorded. The thing that really bothers me about this entire overall situation, number one, the premise of mutual aid as a queer person is to actually help people that need it. That's Black and trans people, people who are objectively criticized, put down by this system. Black and trans people have it a lot harder to raise money in these spaces. And it's become a stereotype online that people like Emily Gwen scam, LARP, and take money under the guise of being homeless. We see this a lot with the LGBTQ plus community, where it's actually used as examples for blatant homophobia. And not just criticism of a stereotype that when you ask your non-binary friend Soup to do the dishes, and Soup responds with the whole GoFundMe and abusive roommates. People like Emily Gwen make it harder for people to actually get the help they need. And I actually want to be serious about this part because it is really hard to get income as a queer person. The system is against you. There are certain factors in numerous countries that actually make it harder for LGBTQ plus people to exist. The fact that it's illegal, you could go to jail or even be stoned. And this makes it absolutely stinky for actual people to get the help they need when you have Emily Gwen scamming people for literally $100,000, $90,000 estimated. I'm sure Emily's made a lot more off donations considering it's been 8 years. Hi, I forgot to stop my camera at the right time, so I just wanted to say before I end this video, this is an actual serious topic, and I'm very passionate about it. So, I'm not an expose channel, as I put at the beginning of the video. I don't cover commentary like this, typically. I just covered it because I think it's an important issue that we point out on such a large scale, right? This is hundreds of thousands of dollars that is here. So 25% of this video will be going towards Rainbow Railroad, which is a charity I personally support that helps LGBTQ plus people get out of bad situations. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.